Namaste. My name is Popsi Narasimhan and I'm a certified Iyengar yoga teacher. Today I'm going to indulge you in some standing poses. So before we do that, let me start with an invocation to sage Patanjali. Patanjali codified the yoga system somewhere between 2300 to 2500 BC is what they say. So we pay our respects to Patanjali before we begin classes. So I'm going to sit in Swastika Asana with my shins crossed. I'm balanced equally on my two sit bones, my buttock bones, gently bringing my buttock flesh out. So I'm sharpening in my buttock bones as I ascend my sacrum up, lift my torso, stretch the sides of the torso, sides of the waist, sides of the chest up. As I elongate the spine upwards, gently holding my knees, I pull my shoulder blades in towards the back body and into the back to support my chest as my chest lifts. And bringing my hands to the center of my chest, gently closing my eyes, and begin the process of involution, looking inwards as I contemplate my practice. Om. 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 Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarotam pravaram muninam Patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi abahu purushakaram shankachakra sidharinam Sahasra shirasam shvetam pranamami Patanjalim Harihi Om. The deep inhalation, I raise my chest up, maintain that lift in the chest as I bend my head towards the heart and surrender to my core of the being. Slowly release my hands, lift my head up, stretch my legs forward. As I come to Adho Mukha Virasana, which is child's pose, and I'm going to do this with my side towards you so you can see this is a symmetrical pose. I'm only going to do it on one side. So I'm bringing my tops of the feet down, joining my toes as I bring my knees apart. So make some space for my torso to descend down. My buttocks are going towards my heels, descending down towards the heels as I stretch my torso forward with my arms. Again, I extend my sides of the waist, sides of the chest as I gently release my forehead down to the floor. So I'm pressing my buttocks down. I'm extending my torso forward. And I'm using my arms to stretch forward. Adho Mukha Virasana, child's pose. And now from here, I'm going to bring my arms, press my palms down. All my fingers are spreading. I'm going to turn my palms out slightly. Again, I'm pressing the whole circumference of the palm down. Extend my elbows as I roll my upper arms from the inside out. My arms are straight, my elbows are steady and firm and locked. And I'm going to curl my toes under. My feet are hip width apart. Then I'm going to start to raise my knees up, buttocks up, aiming towards the ceiling as I stretch my arms and I stretch my legs. Two straight arms, two straight legs as I stretch all the way
up from my wrist, up towards the buttock bones, and from my buttock bones towards the heels, as I gently release my heels down to bring the heels down to the floor. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So this is one of the classic standing asanas in the Iyengar method. So I'm holding my head such that my ears are in line with my arms as I gently try and bend the knees and see if I can close the gap between the torso and the thighs, bringing my torso closer and closer towards the thighs, but at the same time lifting my buttocks up towards the ceiling, and then I stretch my knees to extend my legs fully. So if you notice, the backs of the knees are fully open. Two straight, firm legs, poker stiff legs. As I release my torso any amount, slowly bending the knees to come out of Adho Mukha Svanasana and come back to Adho Mukha Virasana for just a moment to catch your breath.
I'm going to transition to standing poses. Tadasana, or mountain pose. I'm going to bring the feet together, the inner edges of the feet touching one another. I want to pay my attention to the four corners of the feet, the inner toe mound, the outer toe mound, the inner heel and the outer heel. I want to press these four corners down with my feet joined. I'm going to lift my toes, spread all the toes, make some space between all the toes. There is some stickiness between the last two toes, so I want to bend down, separate the last two toes, bring some life into the toes, and then extend the toes down to the floor with gaps in between the toes. Now, as I press the four corners of the feet down, I lift my kneecaps up. I press the quadriceps back into the femur and the femur into the back of the thigh. As I press my thighs back, I'm going to release my buttocks and then descend the buttocks down towards the heels. I bring the abdomen band back slightly. I lift my chest up from the bottom of the sternum to the top of the sternum. I roll my arms, shoulders back, and I extend my arms by the side of the torso, charging from the tips of the shoulders to the tips of the fingertips and beyond, looking at eye level as I come to mountain pose. I maintain mountain pose in my whole torso and the legs. As I bring my arms up, the only thing moving is the arms. I'm holding everything else in mountain pose, Tadasana, or also known as Samasthiti, which is the neutral pose for all the standing poses. Arms up to Urdhva Hastasana, upward facing hands. Again, I stretch my arms, extending the elbows, extending the wrists, extending all the fingers. Let the fingernails go up towards the ceiling, move up. But as I charge my arms up, I want to release my shoulders down. So the shoulder blades are still into the back body, supporting my chest as my torso is now long and vertical. From Urdhva Hastasana, I bring my arms down, interlace my fingers, turn my palms out, extend the elbows, and now raise the arms up to Patanjali Asana, interlaced fingers. Again, reach the palms up to the ceiling. The interlaced palms, open them up and reach them up to the ceiling, extending the elbows, bringing the arms, upper arms closer and closer towards the ears. As I maintain those straight arms, and I'll see if I can bring my hands back any amount, moving the hands back so the upper arms go behind the ear any amount as possible. So you're opening the armpits in this pose. Again, I'm changing the interlace of the fingers so the other pinky comes down, turning the palms out and extending the arms up to Urdhva Patanjali Asana, upward face interlaced hands. Again, mountain pose in the rest of the body, Baddanguli Asana in the arms. Slowly release. Bring the arms to the side. And I'm going to bring my right hand back, bend the elbow. I'm going to take the left hand up, turn the hand all the way back. So I'm turning all the way from the upper hand. Upper arm turns from the outside in as I turn the whole hand back. And now I bend the top elbow to clasp the hands behind. So I'm going to turn around and show you this pose from the back. Pardon my back, but I want you to see the clasp of the hands behind the back. So I'm in mountain pose in the rest of the body, as you can see, and my hands are clasped behind my back. And I'm going to do the other side as well, having my back towards you. So I'm bringing the opposite hand back, bending the elbow, bringing the right hand up, turning the whole arm. So the arm now faces back, and now as I bend the elbow, clasp the hands behind, gently holding, and now see if I can move the elbows diagonally across as I gently open my armpits. Gomukhasana, cow-faced arms. Release and come out of the pose. And I'm going to bring my arms back up to Urdhva Hastasana, upward facing hands. And I'm going to bring my forearms closer and closer and closer and closer together until the palms touch each other to Urdhva Namaskar Asana. I'm extending my arms up, reach up as I seal my palms above my head. Urdhva Namaskar Asana. Bring the hands down. And again, I'm going to turn around for the last pose with the hands in Tadasana to show you the hands clasping or hands touching behind in Paschima Namaskar Asana. So from the front, it looks like this. But since you can't see my hands, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to show you this. I'm in mountain pose. I bring my hands down with my fingers pointing down towards the feet. I'm going to turn my wrist around so the fingers are now pointing towards the body and then up towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to move my hands up my spine as much as they can. So you see my hands are all the way up, but they are not sealed. So to seal the hands, I'm going to roll my shoulder bones back. I'm going to broaden my collarbones, broaden my chest as my shoulder bones roll out, and then I'm going to make my back narrow as I automatically seal my hands behind. Paschima Namaskar Asana, backward facing Namaste. So for some people may not be able to do this, so it's okay for them to clasp the elbows or clasp the wrists. So beginning stages, you may not have mobility in your upper body and the shoulders. So in the Iyengar method, we use a lot of props. We have belts for people who can't come into Gomukhasana, so you can have a belt and hold the belt with two hands. Or like I said, we have stages where you hold the elbows or you hold the wrists. So now we are going to transition to some standing poses. Again, come to mountain pose, Tadasana or Samasthiti. Bend the elbows, bring the hands to the center of the chest, bend the knees, jump the feet wide apart. Uttita Hasta Padasana. The feet are parallel to each other. The outer edges of the feet parallel to the edges of the mat. My arms are shoulder high. I'm going to turn my right foot out 90 degrees, noting that my foot, my knee, and the thigh all turn. From the root of the thigh, the whole leg turns out 90 degrees. I'm going to turn the back leg in slightly, maintaining the erect vertical torso. I'm making sure that my hip is also normal and not moving this way as I come into Parshvahasta Padasana, where the one foot is turned out 90 and the back foot is turned in slightly, extending my arms from the center of the chest all the way to the fingertips. Reach out. Broaden yourself. Let the chest and the rib cage become broad. Extend the arms. powerfully to the sides and laterally start to extend the torso to the side. Get maximum length in the side of the torso and then bring the hand down to the shin. I'm bringing my top hand to the waist, and I'm going to use my top shoulder to roll the top shoulder back as I revolve the torso away from the floor towards the ceiling. Now, I can imagine myself being sandwiched between two plates of glass. If I imagine two plates of glass here, I'm sandwiched in between them. And I'm going to raise my top hand and turn my head and neck to look up. To come out of the pose, I press the outer edge of the back foot and use my top hand to lift myself up as I bring my torso back vertically. Feet parallel to each other as I move to the other side. So I turn my left leg out 90 degrees this time. Turn my right leg in slightly. Extend the arms to the side. And now laterally start extending to the opposite side. Reach, 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 reach. Maximum length in the side of the torso. Then bring the hand down. Top hand up as I revolve my torso to look up towards the ceiling. Again, keep pressing the outer edge of the feet, the back foot. Let the outer edge of the back foot keep pressing, and use the top hand to lift yourself up as you come out of Trikonasana, extended triangle pose. Uttita Trikonasana. I'm going to transition to another pose called Ardha Chandrasana. So again, I'm going to turn my right leg out 90, back leg in slightly, come back to Uttita Trikonasana. I'm going to bend my front leg 90 degrees as I shuffle my back foot in. I'm using a block this time. Place my hand on the block, about a foot or so in front, and then I'm going to press, my hand becomes my foot now. I'm going to press my hand as I make my elbows steady, rolling my upper arm from the inside out. My front knee is bent, my back leg is light, and I'm on the tips of my back foot. Now, I'm going to press my hand, make myself absolutely steady on the hand and the right foot. As I straighten my right foot, lift my back leg up to come to Ardha Chandrasana. I raise my hand up. So you should see my right leg should be absolutely straight. My left leg should be absolutely straight and parallel to the floor. And my torso should be open. And I slowly extend my foot back to come to Ardha Chandrasana. From Ardha Chandrasana back to Trikonasana as I come out of the pose to Uttita Hasta Padasana. Parshva Hasta Padasana, my leg turning out 90, back leg turning in slightly, extending the arms, laterally moving to the left hand side. Bring my hand down onto my shin as I revolve my torso. And now I'm having my hand on my waist, bend my front knee, bring my hand onto the block, about a foot or so in front. Back leg is light, and I'm on my feet. Tops of the toes there on the back. I want to make sure that I'm turning my torso now when the feet are on the floor. Because once the foot goes up, I'm not able to turn my torso. So I want to make sure my torso is turned when my feet are on the floor. So turning my torso, becoming heavy on the left foot and the left hand. As I straighten my left leg, my right leg goes up. Ardha Chandrasana. Lift my hand and balance myself here in half moon pose. My torso should be fully open. My chest should be fully broad. And I'm lifting from the root of the thigh all the way, extending my heel away, as you can see. And I slowly extend back down to Trikonasana and slowly come back up out of Ardha Chandrasana. Jump the feet back together. I'm going to do another standing balance. So I come back to Tadasana. I press my left foot, and make it really heavy as my right foot becomes light. I'm making my left foot absolutely heavy and glue it to the floor. It won't move. With my right leg, I lift my right leg up, turn the knee to the side, and plant the foot on the inside of the thigh. My foot is raised all the way up, so the heel is actually as close to the perineum as possible. Extend my arms to the side. I can bring my arms up to Urdhva Namaskar Asana, or I can be a tree. If you lose your balance, that's fine. Sway like a tree. On a windy, cold day, reach your arms up. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Now, if you notice, I'm pressing my foot into my thigh, and I'm pressing back from the thigh into the foot. And with this opposing actions of one pressing into the other, I stabilize my standing leg. I'm also pressing the inner edge of the standing foot. So my inner leg is long, is elongated as I press my inner toe mound and the inner heel, stabilizing my standing foot. On the other side, making my opposite leg heavy and ardhi. Become light on the opposite leg as I lift my knee up all the way, turn the knee to the side, and plant the foot on the inside. Bring the hands to the side. Again, the two actions of the foot and the thigh pressing into one another. I want to make sure that I bring my foot up all the way here. This is the ideal pose. Some people have restrictions in their groin and they can't lift their foot all the way up. They are able to bring it up here, but you don't want to press the knee because you're torquing the knee at that point. So it's okay to have the foot at the shin. It's also okay to hold a pole or a wall to be able to balance if balance is a challenge for people. But if you are able to, bring it up all the way. Arms up to Urdhva Namaskar Asana. Extend up. Become a firmly rooted oak tree. And it helps to have your focus on one point, so you're looking at one point slightly at eye level or slightly above the eye level. You don't want to look down as your energy goes down. We're transitioning to the warrior class of poses. Proud Warrior 2 is the pose that we're going to do now. So again, I'm coming to Tadasana, arms bent, knees bent, jump to the side. Parshvasta Padasana. I'm going to press my outer edge of the back foot, and I'm going to bend the front knee and form a square 90 degrees in the front foot, in the front knee. Extending my arms to the sides. My torso is now facing squarely towards you. As I extend my sides of the torso up, extending my arms to the side, Virabhadrasana 2, as I look towards the side to face the right hand. Slowly come on out, and we go to the opposite side, turning the left foot out, right foot in. The back leg is absolutely straight, the front knee is bent 90 degrees, and I'm not leaning forward in this pose. My torso should be vertical, as you can see. Square towards the front and up vertically. Slowly extending the front knee to come out of the pose, and I'm going to turn and transition to the next pose, Uttita Parshvakonasana, extended side angle pose. So again, arms to the side, I come to Virabhadrasana 2, Proud Warrior 2, and now this time, I extend my torso laterally to the side. Reach, 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 reach. Get maximum length in the side of the torso and bring the hand on the outside of the front foot. Placing the hand on the outside. Again, rolling the shoulder back to turn the torso away from the floor towards the ceiling.
Now if you want to notice this side, my arm is pressing into the block. I'm rolling my upper arm from the deltoid, from the inside to the outside rolls. And I'm pressing my hand into my thigh and the thigh back into the arm to keep the knee in position. The knee is stable and steady and pointing to the left, right. First stage is to bring the hand up, and then the ultimate stage is to bring the arm in line with the ear. So you should see one diagonal line from the left hand to the left foot as the side flank extends maximum in this pose. Uttita Parshva Konasana, to come out of the pose. Slowly pressing the outer edge again, coming out of the pose. Arms to the side, and I'm going to repeat to the left hand side. Virabhadrasana 2, and extend the torso. Get maximum length in the side of the torso, the opposite side of the torso this time. Lengthen this before you bring the hand down. Your hand may reach the floor like mine if you have long arms, but it's always good to have a block so you can get that extension. Also get this extension here, and you stretch the side of the torso, and then bring the hand down, turning the upper arm, stabilizing that elbow, pressing the arm into the block, into the knee, and the thigh back into the arm to stabilize, rolling my top shoulder back, lifting my top hand up, and extending the arm in line with the ear as I look up, getting one straight diagonal line from the top hand to the back foot. Slowly coming out of the pose. Jump the feet together, spread your feet hip width apart, raise the elbows up, clasping the elbows. Take a deep inhalation, and with an exhalation, come on down. Extending the torso, releasing the crown of the head down towards the floor. Slowly releasing the hands, bringing the hands to the waist. Inhale to come up. We're going to do one more pose, the warrior class poses. Virabhadrasana 1 and Virabhadrasana 3, which is another balance pose. Arms to the center of the chest, bending the knee, jumping the feet apart. I'm turning my right foot out 90, like I did the previous time. Now this time I'm going to turn the back leg in as much as possible. So lifting my heel up, turning my back foot in, planting my back foot down. So the whole leg is turning maximum. So I'm able to turn the thigh. The more the foot turns in, the more the thigh is able to turn from the outside to the inside, and the more I'm able to bring the hip forward. So the left hip is in line with the right hip. I'm pressing the outer edge of the back foot, the inner edge of the front foot, as I raise my arms up to stretch the sides of the torso, and I'm going to bend my front knee to form a square to Virabhadrasana 1. I'm going to transition to Virabhadrasana 3 in the interest of time. So from Virabhadrasana 1, I'm going to extend my torso forward, bring the torso on top of the thigh, and make my front foot heavy and the back foot light as I come onto the tips of the back foot. As I launch myself forward, I straighten my front knee and I bring my back foot up. So you should see a T. My torso parallel to the floor, arms extending forward. My back leg should be horizontal again, and the standing foot should be straight with the knee absolutely straight. And now coming back to Virabhadrasana 1 with my front knee bent, back leg absolutely straight, and now straighten the front knee to come out of the pose. And I'm going to turn to the front, straighten my mat, and I'm going to do the other side. So the opposite leg turns out 90, and our back leg turning in fully. So I'm turning my thigh from the outside in, bringing my hip in line
with the other hip. Raising my arm, extending the torso upwards as I press the outer edge of the back foot. Bend the front knee, form a square. Virabhadrasana 1. Proud warrior 1. Reach forward as I bend the torso on top of the thigh. Become heavy on the front foot, light on the back foot. Then launch yourself forward as you straighten the front knee and raise the back foot up all the way from the root of the thigh. Hands launching forward. You're lengthening from the pelvis, from the pubis to the navel, navel to the sternum, top of the sternum extending towards the chin as you look up. Come back to Virabhadrasana 1. And straighten the knee. Face parallel, feet parallel to each other. Jump the feet together. Namaste. You got a taste of classic standing poses in the Iyengar method. Namaste.